podcast. It's where we get honest and real with yo ass. So sit back, relax, have a blast, because it's time for the After the Show podcast.
Alrighty, here we go. Welcome to the KVJShow After the Show podcast. Happy Monday. Brand new week here. Getting through it, baby. Fun little weekend. Nice to see Virginia's back to her old self. Oh, yeah, she did Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, boy.
Ooh, I'm a little tired today.
Yeah, I bet. So you went through it. I know you were under the bridge on Saturday in Jupiter.
I was on a boat on Friday, under the bridge on Saturday,
Wow.
and then tearing it up at a crawfish party yesterday.
Dang.
At any point did you go, I don't know if I want to be under the bridge? Red Hot Chili Peppers?
Like I did that day.
So it's good to see her back in commission. It's all good. A lot of stuff that we covered on the regular show from over the weekend. Notice it's getting a little bit warmer out there.
Oh, it is not good if you've got a pair of Nards, let me tell you.
Also not good if you're going through menopause. It's so hot.
Yes, it is starting to warm up a bit.
It's getting to that laser hot where at times you go, is there a laser beam going through my shirt?
Yeah, it's a different level of hot. It's a piercing. It's like the sun is hot. You get into that piercing type of heat. You touch something and you recoil because the heat of the thing that is warmed up.
Yeah, we have to get in shape for 4th of July because that's going to be a different kind of snack pack shows than the one we did at the Crawfish.
It will be warm.
Do you know what time we go on?
I think you're in the evening.
It doesn't matter. At
Yeah.
4th of July, you are cutting through just
It's the
swampy
actual
atmosphere.
4th of July, huh?
Yeah.
On that very day.
Hot as shit.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. Yeah. That's when it begins the murky season. So there you go. Yeah, you definitely have to be in shape for that one. Well, let me see. We got one thing here that maybe we left off from last week. We only had 4 for the worst of the week, but Heidi let us know. She said, I thought that Jaybird's Snatch comment would make it in there.
I don't think we can say Snatch on the air, can we?
I think you're okay with Snatch. I mean, because it could be, you could come up and snatch somebody. Now, I think if you kind of went in and be like, yeah, I really got in that snatch and let her have it.
Oh,
then,
my gosh, that Snatch.
Yeah, said something like that aggressive, then you'd be like, hey, what was that whole thing about?
That Snatch was tight.
Yeah. So I think it just depends upon if you celebrate the fact and dance on it, make it really vulgar, then yeah,
Sure.
Snatch could get you in trouble, but I think a fleeting Snatch you'll be okay. Kind of like a fleeting BJ you're okay with.
If Virginia said this on there, okay, my Snatch hurts, would we be okay?
I think we'd be okay. There would be, some people that be a little, turned off by it, but I don't think that would get us in trouble.
Would you say snapper is less offensive? Okay, my snapper hurts.
I think it'd be good because I don't think a lot of people would think, okay, snapper, they may be like, I don't know what they're talking about.
Really? You never heard snapper for vagina?
It's not one I've used.
Really?
How about you, Virginia?
There's a great joke about that. So 5 guys and a girl all go out fishing. Mm-hmm. And all anybody caught was she came home with a red snapper.
Okay. All right.
Gosh, surprisingly more vulgar than I thought it would be.
Wow.
So she had sex with everybody?
Apparently.
Dang. It's quite a fishing expedition there, huh? Wow. I don't know if I want to be guy number 5.
No. It's definitely not the glory spot.
No. How do you figure that out? So anyway, yes, that's why I tell people if you hear one, let us know because it's because we're trying to recall by the end of the week, but our brains are almost half fried they're actually more than half fried, so we might miss something like that.
Yeah, my brain really starts becoming fried about halfway through Monday.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm about there right now. I'm ready for another weekend. Frank in Lake Park, he said, hey, Kev, I want to thank you for letting us know that you love to Dutch oven yourself. I'd never tried it, but the afternoon of that show, I ate a whole bunch of hot dogs and baked beans and really lit it up and just laid in bed and kept farting under the covers and Dutch ovening myself. I think Virginia Jaybird should give it a shot. I had a great time.
I don't know. I don't think it's my jam.
Yeah.
Not my cup of soda, and I would love to know if he really did that. Did he really do that?
I'm guessing that's facetious, but you never know. If he did really sit there with hot dogs and beans and then fart under the covers all day long and made a sport out of it, then I'd appreciate that. I'd respect it.
I do respect that.
Yeah.
The fact that you would even do it.
I
Right.
don't.
Yeah.
Here, it's a fine line.
And JM said, are we going to bypass how vicious Kevin can be sometimes?
Aw.
I think you get looked over as the level-headed and calm one for the most part. That's who you aim for. But every now and again, here you are with this awful but hilarious joke. The last thing you bought your mom, hoping about Bird's mom, Kevin's sickest burn, sounds like a YouTube short. If only we've been keeping track. Maybe this fellow nationers remember some good ones. I think it's tempered down now, but glimpses here and there. Yes, every now and then I have a very tasteless joke, but you got to leave some space between them.
He can be naughty.
Yes, every now and then I have a little dark, twisted sense of humor.
I
But
don't remember our drunk podcast. But a couple of people sent me messages going, well, Kevin was a dick to you during
was that really?
Well,
Wow.
you were being funny, though.
Oh,
You weren't
okay.
really being a dick.
Yeah.
You were doing it for laughs.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I get the dark side comes out every now and then.
I love it. I like
Yeah.
the Dickie rants.
My Sith Lord.
I think your dead mom joke the other day to me was great.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Where's your mom at, Bird? Heaven? Is she there? Whatever you said.
You hope.
Yeah, you hope. That's what it was.
Yeah, actually said, yeah, Kevin was so much meaner in the drunk podcast. Well, dude, I apologize.
I don't remember it.
Wow.
But I guess I was making some noise.
Yeah.
It's like, Bird, you making any more fucking noise?
Kevin burning bitches.
Yeah, that's what happens. Get a little drink in me. I get a little sassy. Better watch out. You better keep me sober. You see, David had said, since Jaybird is Captain Crust and Virginia is Pepperoni Princess, I think it'd be funny if Kevin is the sauce burglar. His character would dress up kind of like the Hamburglar from McDonald's. Okay. And Philly and Christina, like you said, my husband and I were listening back to your episode from the ATS on 422, and we think Kevin should be the villain, Krusty Cauliflower Kevin. Kevin loved pizza but hated everything about traditional dough. Working at Tony's Slice of Heaven, he grew bitter, the grease, the gluten, the heavy crust. Okay. All right, so people think I take a villain role.
I think you do take the villain role, not just for the sake of the whole thing. We got to get a storyline going. Every hero needs a villain.
Okay.
And something tells me you're going to become a hero, and somebody else might turn into the villain eventually.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Pepperoni Princess might flip.
She might flip on a motherfucker.
Okay. We'll see there.
Somebody else wrote in and said, you should be Senor Salad.
The Senor Salad.
Since you love
Yes.
salad so much.
Come over here and toss Senor Salad.
Are you a big salad guy?
I like it okay, but it's not like you see me eating salads all the time.
What would you go with a dressing? A vinaigrette of sorts or a balsamic
I'll do a
bullshit?
vinaigrette, like a light Italian, something like that sometimes. And,
Oh, but definitely no cream. My boy's not getting down on no cream.
yeah, you know, I'm not saying never, but yeah, I would if I have an option, I try to stay away from it, realizing it's not slimming. Got Melody here with an interesting thought on the Blake Lively story. You said, yeah, Blake Lively was trying to make it sound like it was a man that sexually assaulted and tried to delete her mom. It is coming out that it was actually a female coworker that had a problem with her, not a man, and it happened either before Blake was born or when she was little. So why talk about it now?
Yeah, that is confusing. What, is she talking about it to garner sympathy?
Well, that's what happens if the public turns on you. You got to come back. The follow-up, the proper thing is, oh, look at me, look at my past.
Right. Oh, poor me.
Look at this.
I think she is consciously trying to turn it. I had seen that over the weekend, her and Ryan, they had gone to one of the Wrexham's games. They were playing, I guess, in some title or championship, and they were very calculated to make sure they poured the PDA on each other to show what a loving couple they are and just how sweet she is.
It's all calculated. Just like Kutcher, your boy, Ashton, he's walking across the basketball right when all that bullshit was going down where he gave that shitty apology. He deliberately was walking with his kid so everyone could see him and really hamming it up.
Oh, look what a good dad.
What a guy. We fucking love this guy.
It's all calculated.
It's all calculated.
Yeah. So, yeah, it sounds like nobody, anytime she tries to do something good now, people are like, yeah, we see you, bitch.
That's how it is with the Zegler girl, too. The Snow White.
Oh, yeah.
The internet destroyed her. I think she left the country and is hiding out somewhere.
Yeah, I saw she had done something, over the weekend.
Did
too.
she?
Well, she just, like I said, my personal Twitter, I do a lot of my, I love politics, and so I've got it divided, from one side to the next. And, yeah, I just saw every mega poster was going nuts on her. She's, between the crosshairs.
Yeah, and honestly, take
For them.
politics out completely. Let's just say you're watching somebody on the red carpet and you're just trying to get a vibe if you like that. She just came off unlikable.
Gotcha.
Without take out all of the politics and of course, obviously that got people so upset. But even without that, she just was kind of braggy and not humble. And I don't know.
Yeah.
That sometimes just doesn't play.
She's young, too. She'll probably
Yeah.
look back on this and go, man, I fucked that.
See, I think when you do that, do it the right way and say, I was wrong. And,
I was young. I was
mean it.
dumb.
Yeah. I think she was kind of feeling herself.
That's kind of what I think so too, Kev. She was feeling
Mm-hmm.
it. She was Snow White. They were listening to her. She had a lot of pull.
I have a platform.
Yeah.
Let me use it.
Weird.
No one wants to hear all the politics, either side.
Exactly.
We want our actors to act.
Yeah. Got a call out here from earlier, Jennifer. Wanted to call out Coach Prime, which is Dion Sanders. She said, the only person who mattered at the draft was Shador. What about Shiloh, your other son? What about the other kids on the team other than Travis Hunter? I knew Shiloh played for Colorado, but had no idea he was in the draft until Tampa Bay took him undrafted. Yeah, so he had a brother, and they played on the same team, and there wasn't a lot of talk about the other brother. It was all about Shador Sanders. And that was the big thing over the weekend. That's what Twitter was really going crazy with, was the fact that he wasn't picked until the 5th round and why. And, so that was what all the fighting was about football-wise over the weekend with that. And I think, too, the Shador thing, sometimes when people are a little cocky and whatnot, it doesn't go over great. And, look, prime time, Dion Sanders, he was cocky, but he backed it up, and his son is very good as well. But what had happened right towards the end there at their time of the year for Colorado was the University of Colorado, the football team, they retired Shador's number. And some people were like, okay, you retire a number when somebody wins a championship or they've won the Heisman, typically, Virginia.
Oh, and they
football.
just retired his number for why?
That was just it. Like, why did you retire his number? You've had, where Colorado's won a national championship. They had some players. I don't know if their numbers are retired. And they also retired Travis Hunter's, but he won the Heisman Trophy. So maybe you could justify that. But, yeah, so that's kind of it. Some people feel like, daddy is... Nepotism is a big word right now. I think people are very sensitive to people being handed something simply because they're somebody's kid. And, for Shador, it's probably tough. And look, if your dad's telling you, hey, I'm going to work out that we're going to retire your number, somebody offers it, it'd be hard for a kid that age. And people are like, well, he's not a kid, he's a grown. Well, to me, he's a kid.
Yes.
Because I'm old and I'm
He's
his
still a
dad's
kid.
age. He would be a kid to me. I look at my oldest kids that are 27 as kids. And it would be hard for somebody that age, for someone to offer to retire your number. And you'd be like, you know what? I appreciate that. That's very kind of you, but I just don't think it's time right now.
I haven't made my mark big enough yet.
Yeah, so before we start piling on these, lifetime accolades, let me go do something and feel like I've earned it. Because, yeah, they didn't make the college football playoff or anything like that. He didn't win anything of meaning, of any significance, and yet his number is retired. That is typically something you reserve for the absolute greats. Do something great first. So I think going into the draft, he had that. And Allison said, Kev, just a little info. The last time the Dolphins had the 13th pick, we got Christian Wilkins.
Okay.
Hopefully that's a good sign about Kenneth Grant. Still salty about getting rid of Christian Wilkins, but Grant looks like a beast of a dude. Fingers crossed for a decent season for us, fins up. So we shall see. So you don't know typically how the drafts go until about 3 years afterwards, and the players have a time to really develop. But Chris Greer, the Dolphins GM, was being skewered because he gave away a third-round pick to try to trade up a little bit and get a player ahead that people thought you could have waited for. And so I did see the Sun Sentinel had all the grades for everyone in the Dolphins division, and they all pretty much got A's to A minuses on their draft class. The Dolphins got a D.
Oh.
So... and that's just one opinion, but hopefully they're wrong, I guess I should say.
Hopefully they're wrong.
If they are right, then that probably sets up another 3 to 5 years of mediocrity for the Dolphins.
Is it fucking hot in here? Did the air break or something?
It's just always hot to me. I've got the fan on. I'm in menopause, bruh.
It's either like 2 degrees or 2,000 degrees. I'm up, I'm down. Is it menopause, Kev?
I don't know. Well, you are wearing a cap. And then you had kind of a jacket on.
And a sweet Dolly Parton T-shirt.
That's true. I beg your pardon.
That's right.
Yep.
I think I got you that.
Did you?
I think so. I was in Nashville. And I came back with presents for you.
Shit, thank you.
You're
love it.
welcome.
It's great.
And Denise said, sadly, they changed the buffet at Gaylord Palms.
They did?
We went a couple months ago. I was so excited because we love it too. Very disappointed.
What did they change?
Don't know. It doesn't sound like it's even there.
Did they get rid of it?
By that tone.
That's some bullshit.
Oh, my.
She didn't elaborate, but that was what I feel like was alluded to.
Maybe they were just giving it too much away.
It wasn't an insane buffet. It was fancier. It wasn't like your Golden Corral. You went there, as Virginia said last week, there was a whole wing of pasta, and that was just a wing.
It was impressive.
Mm-hmm. And Ron said, Hard Rock Hotel, Oregonados, Orlando? Oregonados, I guess I never heard of that. All 5-star hotels in Vegas, breakers, buffets are alive and well. Just ask my waistline. So I guess he's naming places that have buffets that are next level. Hard Rock Hotel, Oregonados, Orlando, 5-star hotels in Vegas. They have great buffets. So that's what we were talking about, is the buffet making a comeback. And I guess he's saying, because look at my waistline, it's never gone away.
I mean, there's one buffet, and they really kind of, I'm not going to say who it is, but they specialize in seafood, and it kind of smells like bad cooter. Just
oh, that's not good.
Yeah, it's so not appetizing to me. Is that how fish people look at fish? The smellier and fishier it smells, the better it is.
No. Usually, if it smells real fishy, it's not good.
Got ya.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you don't want that.
There's a fine line where it smells like seafood and then it smells like bad seafood.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's what you want to stay away from, if you know what I mean.
And like cooter, it can go bad quick.
Yeah, real quick.
Mm-hmm. And Jesse, they just went to Epic Universe this weekend. She had that for her Feel Good Friday. I'll ask for some pics and a review. Try to keep it brief because I could talk about this thing for an entire podcast. But Epic Universe has 5 themed lands, 4 of them based on How to Train Your Dragon, Super Nintendo World, Harry Potter, and Classic Universe monsters. The 5th land, Celestial Park, is the main hub and really puts the park in theme park. Lots of greenery, water fountains, etc. Wide open spaces. Doesn't feel like a theme park. A few rides in this part, but the standout is the dueling roller coaster. Okay, so she included some photos. It looks like I'm not sure they're open because it doesn't look like there's hardly anybody here. I think they got some kind of special
preview.
Access.
Yeah.
And that's what the dueling coasters look like there.
Wow.
She said all the lands were well done, but I have to say Dark Universe, the Monsters land, was my favorite, and I think Jaber would love it. Ooh. So cool to have some horror in a theme park.
It is cool. I love that.
The main ride is inside Dr. Frankenstein's castle, and it features all the monsters, and it was amazing.
That is definitely my cup of soda right there.
And I have a feeling that might be Dr. Frankenstein's castle there. And she said, one of the best rides in all of Orlando. My wife loved it, and she's not a big horror fan. The new Harry Potter ride also was amazing. Some incredible new technology, blending screens and animatronics to the point you can't tell which is which. I left the ride with my jaw wide open. He said that they had dinner at Pizza Moon, which looks pretty cool there. I think Jaybird would have loved it. Some very unique pizzas. The park doesn't have a lot of the traditional theme park food, which is a nice change.
Look at that pizza sign. Ooh. What I wouldn't do to have that on top of my house.
Pizza Moon with beer and wine in there. Yeah,
Look
right.
at that thing.
It's pretty.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that house would be popping if you could get that.
It would.
If you like theme parks, get to this one as soon as you can. I could say a lot more, but I didn't want to write a book. Feel free to email me, text or DM if you got any questions. Pretty cool, and thanks again for playing my song in the Weird and Whatever. Really appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, it was a good song. Real good song.
Mm-hmm. And there's just some extra photos, and with the kids there, there's a windmill that they have. Bit of a look at some kind of Viking type thing.
Cool.
And it does look a little bit more open, like this fountain that they have there. It's almost like the fountain at Versailles. Very wide open. Very nice. Got an email here from Jeff. He said, so we just spent the weekend watching all 7 seasons of Black Mirror. Wow. Okay. It's definitely something to watch. It has a great technology focus. And as far as Andor, the Star Wars show on Disney Plus, it's awesome. But the haters like Bert are going to hate because that's what they do.
I mean, just because you like something, don't like something, is that really hating on it? I'm not going. I even said I try to make peace with the Star Wars dorks today. Mm-hmm. Going, yeah, I get it. If it makes you happy, I'm happy for you. I love it. I don't know.
He don't love it.
I don't love it. That's all.
Yep.
But I'll get if when there's word of mouth and the fans are really talking about something great. I go, all right, maybe I got to tune in. It's not that I'm divorcing Star Wars. If they can get me back, I thought their last couple things just kind of they weren't my thing.
You want to see them go on a good run?
Yeah, I would love to see that. Well, I'm about to dork out. I would love to see a legit show about the bounty hunters.
Okay,
your Dengar, your Greedo, your Bosk, Virginia.
Oh yeah, Greedo. Yeah, he's my favorite. So much bounty, so much hunting.
You would fucking hate it all.
I already do.
And Chris has a question in regards to the discussion of finding old audio from the KVJ show. I want to know if there's any audio from when you started back in the 90s or the early 2000s. We do have some stuff.
We do. I have it on cassette tape.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to try to clean up some of that stuff and figure out if we can get it and repurpose it so it doesn't sound terrible and it's listenable. But that's a project that, hopefully we'll get to here in the next year.
The early clips, your voice sounds way different. Virginia's pretty much always sounded like a Cajun man. She's been pretty consistent. Yeah. Me and you, our voices have definitely changed through the year.
Mine was a lot higher.
Mine was too.
Yeah.
It's what drinking does, Virginia. Yes. Living hard.
Time.
Time.
You just sound like an old man now.
Yep. Alexandria said there was an email on Friday about the woman whose mother-in-law is making her uncomfortable in her own home, and it got me thinking about Kevin and the Queen's mom living with you guys. Just curious, how did her living with you all come about? It seems like it works great for you guys. Yeah, it does. I'm very fortunate. It's not the typical mother-in-law type situation. My mother-in-law, first of all, is very cool, very chill. She's not anybody that's domineering with things. She has done a lot to help out the kids as well. So she pays for a lot of stuff that they do. And she's almost like a second mom, especially to Cannon. And so he's very close with my mother-in-law.
And you're so used to it anyway. You probably wouldn't even know a life without that way of living. That's how it was with my Aunt Ann. I always had her living with me.
Yeah. She was just there. And it was like part of the family.
Right. She's been with us for 16 years now, and she has basically her side of the house, and she pretty much is there all the time. So she's not. It's a lot different. That mother-in-law at the email on Friday, if you don't remember, it was talking about the mom came with a 60-pound dog that was just kind of trashing the house. She was always leaving things around. She's a bit of a hoarder. And that's not at all it. Like I said, my mother-in-law, she keeps everything. She's got her part of the house, and it's all there. And, Caitlin's in the chat. She said, yeah, she's just very loud in the morning. That's the only thing. She's got, she has a couple things, but to me, it's entertaining. It adds, she's a character in the mix, and it makes the house more entertaining.
That's how Aunt Ann was. And Ann would wake up so early to make just a breakfast for 19 people, but only one person was eating it. And the joke was always, hey, Ann, did you get him? The guy breaking in, because it sounded like someone breaking in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And she would just fog that place out with the smelliest of onions and peppers. You're going,
Yeah.
I guess I'm not going back to sleep.
Yep. That's kind of it. So, yeah, it's great. And she is an addition to the family. So it's not that situation at all.
You guys get along well?
Yeah, we do. Like I said, she's very chill, and she's funny. I think everybody in my wife's family is pretty funny, and she's amusing. So, yeah, there's no regret. I'm glad that she's there, and she is a help to the family, not anything that is a hindrance. Alexandria said, let me see. Okay. Okay. How did it, she wanted to know, how did it come about? Yeah, I think she just wanted to be close to her grandkids. And she was, she had been in Chicago, and I think that she was tired of being there, and she was looking to connect down here. And so, yeah, as soon as Cannon was born, she came down. So it's coming up on 17 years now.
It's if it works out, everyone gets along. I'm a fan when the parents get older, they come back and live with the kids. If everyone's cool with it. When my dad was living with me for a good year plus, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I really did. I told him, come to the house anytime you want. There's always a room here. Yeah,
I love it. I'm the same way with the kids. I know some people are like, I gotta get my kids out of the house. To me, I love having everybody there. I'm very flexible. I don't need a lot of room, and I like having everybody there. I grew up an only child. My house was so damn quiet growing up.
It was boring.
It was so boring that, where I am now, I'm still not over. I love having noise and people there, and it's got a feeling of energy and excitement.
And you don't come off as a big masturbator to me either. It's not like you're
Well, the family's just got to put up with. I am. I mean, don't get me wrong. Dinner table, breakfast, whatever.
In the yard.
Yeah, family prayer.
On the way to church.
Yeah. But, everybody's just used to it now.
They're
just, it's just dad.
It's just the norm.
Yeah, it's just
Dad being
tugging
dad.
it.
Dad likes to tug that pud.
Yeah, that's it. Can you imagine? And Karen clarified, I think we kind of knew this, but with the gas pump that you saw on the ground, they are actually magnetic. I was the numbskull that drove away with one once. And there was a homeless guy that was standing nearby, and he said, yeah, don't worry, they're magnetic. And sure enough, he was right. The worker came out and just popped it right back on. No harm, no foul.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I think it happens more time than you think. And I think sometimes people aren't even fucked up when they do it. I think they forget that they leave it in there.
You're right.
They're
You
all
have so much
distracted.
on your mind.
Yeah.
You're trying to pump the gas and think about all the things you have to do, shopping list, pick up the kids, this, that. Like, you could totally drive off with the pump in the car.
It is easy to get lost in your thoughts when you're doing gas. Because, I've given money before, $20, $30, walked out to put the gas in there, and then you just drove off, only to run out of gas a mile later. But you're thinking, you're walking, you get too many thoughts in the head.
It happens.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. AB said, I noticed that Jaybird always encouraged the little ones that plays baseball to focus on driving the ball to the opposite field and don't let the baseball guys get to you. Got a great idea for a bit. Jaybird, you should give us a tutorial on how to drive the ball to the opposite side of the field wearing his old baseball uniform. Do it for the kids, man.
Oh, you want to get the old Coach Chicken Tender out of retirement? Okay.
Dust that old guy off.
Oh, boy. I don't know if I could even throw a baseball right now.
Could you run the bases?
You would hear a lot of clicking. Is that guy's body clicking?
Bone on bone?
It really would make sounds.
The sound of bone on bone.
Yeah, and I'm saying let the baseball get deep to you. Let it get to the zone so you're not lunging out for it. Let it get to you so you can get in that zone and drive it. And a good way to do that is let the ball get deep and work on going the other way, Virginia.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I know you know.
Balls deep. Yeah, I know all about it.
Yeah, she does. She's usually on the receiving end of it.
Balls deep. Oh, you and Panda at the shredder.
Yeah, she's getting shredded. She got that red snapper. Positive call out from earlier. Kevin is always talking about the La Candessa restaurant in Boca. So we went on Saturday and loved it. The goat cheese stuffed bacon wrapped jalapenos were amazing and the drinks were on point. Thank you, Kevin. Yeah, in fact, the Queen and I, we went there yesterday after my son's football game. And we noticed how busy it was. And I said, I think I have to stop talking about this place. So.
Do they give you the credit? They say, "Oh, Kevin, thank you so much."
No, they have no idea who I am. Yeah. In fact, I was wondering. I'm like, do they even notice that we come here almost like once a week? And yesterday they were kind of like, "Oh, okay." They seem to recognize us, but yeah, we go there a good bit. I'll put another place. Went and checked out Taco Craft. They have a new one in Coral Springs, kind of like in the downtown area. It's right there, Sample and University. And it's not bad. The Taco Craft is kind of good. I don't know if we have any in Palm Beach County.
I haven't seen one.
Yeah, you know what? It's a lot like an El Camino.
Okay.
I would say that they're very similar. That would be my only concern if I were one of the owners of Taco Craft. Be like, I don't know, man. It's El Camino. It's kind of exactly what we do. Almost like the same color scheme. Kind of look the same way, but still good. Yeah, if a place has chips and salsa and tequila, I'm going to these kind of places way too much.
But sometimes some people's salsa and chips suck.
They do. Absolutely. No, that's a big thing. And honestly, the one thing I've noticed, there are some places where they've got great chips and not great salsa or vice versa.
I agree.
It's hard to get, I don't know what it is, but there are so many. There's maybe only one place or two places where both are on point. So like La Candessa, salsa is fantastic. Their chips could be a little bit better.
Oh.
Taco Craft has unique chips, and they're pretty good. Rocco's may have the best. Rocco's Tacos.
It's always good if you can have a chip by itself without the salsa on a standalone.
That's
you
a
go,
Rocco
all right,
chip.
We're cooking here, baby.
I think Rocco's
When
Tacos
it's
has the best chips.
Thin and seasoned.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I love that.
Those Florida, the Florida,
Old Florida.
Yes, they're that yellow bag.
Yeah.
They are. I like those. Have you had those?
Which one is it?
The Old Florida.
I think I have.
They're
yeah.
seasoned very nicely.
They are
super seasoned.
Yeah, they're high end. Those things are fantastic. Yeah, they're really good. So yeah, I can pretty much evaluate any chips and salsa anywhere in South Florida.
Yeah, maybe
I've had them all.
Maybe we'll do Mexican Monday today.
Get it.
Yeah.
Go for it, man.
Yeah.
You should. And thank you to Engineer Keith, kind of letting me know about Seaman. I appreciate that. He said, saying that Navy seamen will be out and about for Fleet Week is kind of inaccurate. There's officers and enlisted. None of the officers are seamen. It would be most accurate to just refer to the Navy folk collectively as sailors. Okay. Ahoy, sailor.
Okay.
All right. There you go.
I wonder if they are bummed out that they're called seamen. You know what I mean? It's kind of hard not to.
Yeah, I think that's why they probably would prefer sailors. I think that's why what I labeled as a seaman would be like, can you call me sailor? I'm not sure I want to be known as seaman.
Especially in today's day. I mean, you say seaman,
right?
Everyone's head's in the gutter.
Yeah.
I'm saying it for a reason.
Exactly.
He said there is an enlisted rank that is referred to as seaman, but that is just one of the many ranks with different names. Okay, well, there you go. So seaman is a rank. Yeah. What a happy day when you get there. How do you celebrate?
It's a good question. Someone in the chat room, Mr. J, said, is that why they dress in white?
It could be, yes. That way the seaman blends in. Yeah, and I hadn't really heard a lot about the Boca Bash. Don't you hate that when you have something on your Instagram and then you go back into that into your thing again and the video's gone?
Yes, it repopulates with new stuff, and you'd like, "Where's the video? I was just watching."
Yeah, I hate that. So I went, and it looked like they had low tide. It looked like there were a lot of boats that were actually up on the sandbars. So it may have actually been kind of a problem. Yeah, I'd show you the video, but like I said, my Instagram
took it,
and it's so far away. Like I've scrolled through like 80 videos,
and it knew you were on the air.
Yeah,
it knew it was gonna screw you over.
Yeah, but anyway, the video is quite powerful. Just imagine it in your mind of a bunch of boats sitting on a sandbar. That's what it looked like. So apparently, it might have been an issue yesterday. And a couple food things. Scott said you need to try the Old Crock smoked cheddar from Publix. You won't regret it, Bird.
Okay.
And
I will take you up on that.
Shell said, I saw somebody is doing a stuffed pizza. It looks like it's almost like maybe hamburger or beef, something like that, in the middle.
Am I the only one that thinks that looks AI?
That does look AI.
That don't look real to me.
That's not real, Kevin.
I don't know. It might
I
be.
know.
It might be.
Honestly, I don't know. In fact, earlier, remember I was telling you about the Benson Boone ice skating, and we had the video. Denny's showed. I'm like going, I wasn't believing. I'm like, there's no way that can be him ice skating. Like, he can't be that good of an ice skater. This has got to be AI. And I even went through all the comments, and people are like going, dude, you're so talented. It's amazing. And then people were texting after he had that. I said, that's not Benson Boone ice skating. It's a figure skater named Ryan Dunk, who looks a lot like Benson Boone.
Oh, damn.
The problem with it is that it said Benson Boone on the thing, and then everybody in the comments is like, wow, this is Benson Boone. And I'm like, okay. That's just the problem. You don't know with anything anymore. And I don't know Benson Boone well enough. I mean, I've seen his Coachella videos and things like that, but that's really about it. And I saw today that Americans believe only 41% of the content they consume is accurate, fact-based, and created by a real human. I mean, that's a problem. That is a majority of people then do not believe anything that they see. And every day you're looking at it, you're trying to read the comments, you're trying to get confirmations. Is this true? Is it real? And even then, sometimes it lies to you. Oh, yeah, it's real.
There is a shit ton of stuff on YouTube that is all AI generated, and some people are really getting sick of it because it is a lower than product. It's not a human doing it where there's narration. Of course, there's some AI ones out there that are good, but everyone's doing AI and they're making these AI accounts, and you're like halfway through or even 2 minutes in a video, you're going, are they just reading off a Wikipedia page? And that's what they're doing, and it's pretty shitty. And it's making people angry.
It is shitty.
Yeah, and respondents think 23% of web content is false and purposely misleading. So if that was another dude, he was purposely trying to make you think that it was Benson. So that goes in the category of like, okay, we're going to try to fool you and make you look stupid. And it worked. But it's, more and more, especially with us having to try to find content. And quickly, I spent 5 minutes on that fucking video, like looking through. I'm like, well, I guess it's legit.
It looks great.
Says it's Benson Boone. It looks like him to me. Yeah, they say 78% of Americans can no longer distinguish real from artificial. 78%. Now, right now, it's just annoying. But what happens when you start seeing scenes of war that didn't happen and things of that nature that are real serious? I mean, Benson Boone, whether he can ice skate or not, doesn't matter. But whether or not you see scenes of genocide and things like that, that does matter. And that can fire up a population to the point where nations could go to war, or somebody could take it in their own hands, say, well, you know what, I'm going to go over there and bomb and kill 80 people today.
And the picture was fake.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I started getting worried, a while ago, because there was clearly it wasn't a real video, and I forget what president it was, but they had the president, it might have been President Obama, and they had him like doing this like thrust thing on a plane, and it clearly wasn't real and it was fake, but half the comments are going, I can't believe this shit. They were getting tricked and duped. Then you go, are those comments bots? Are they real? What the fuck is real?
Are those people idiots or are they bots?
Exactly.
The thing that I saw was they had a couple years ago, it was AI of Will Smith eating spaghetti. And you could tell. It was kind of funny how it was a little choppy and whatever. And you're like, ah. And then they showed an updated version of where AIs come from. It looked like it was just Will Smith eating spaghetti. There was nothing about it at all that looked fake or anything like that.
They're getting better.
It says, this is where it is now.
We live in a very scammy time right now. Every single day, there's someone trying to scam me with something.
Totally.
Right. Absolutely. I think everybody kind of feels that way. And I thought this was rather interesting and maybe a statement on our industry and jobs. There is a radio station in Australia that is facing heat after fans figured out they've been using an AI host for 6 months. And people are angry that they weren't at least upfront about it. Now, we know that our old company in Portland, Oregon, but they call her AI Ashley. And so she's a real woman. I don't even know how they do it. I don't understand, I guess, why they do it.
It's a real person, right?
Yeah, it's a real person, but I guess part of it's AI. I don't even know. That's where I was just confused. I'm like, why? I don't think people opt for the AI person over the real human.
No.
And so that's why I was like, okay, are you doing it just to say we could? Is that what it is?
Well,
I don't
congratulations. You've turned off a lot of your listeners.
know. Yeah.
Well, I just also think that there's going to be just too many people fighting back against AI eventually. If it really is a threat, if it becomes a threat where you are losing your jobs and the robots are clearly winning, people are going to start saying, what the fuck are we doing here?
Yeah, right. Absolutely. Well, I think that's part of the challenge right now. And I feel for anyone who's in high school or looking at college and trying to say, okay, what am I going to do for a career where I'm going to pay and go $100,000 plus in debt to take on a career that actually might be already canceled by AI by the time I graduate and get my degree. And that is a legit problem for a lot of people in the workforce today that they're talking about and going through it. You know, saying, okay, I saw that according to Indeed, and I think what they do, is that a job searching?
Yeah, it's a job search website.
Yeah, they said 49% of Gen Z job hunters think their college education has lost value in the job market, all thanks to AI. That's half.
Wow.
And we're talking Gen Z that's going through it right now and getting their degrees. Half of Gen Z now say college was a poor investment altogether.
Wow.
And college degrees are rapidly losing priority in job listings.
I spent a shit ton on college, and I mean, a lot of money went into that. I mean, I can honestly say my degree doesn't do shit for me.
It doesn't, but you do feel good, you know? Like,
Cool.
Do you feel good about being in that debt? Does that make you feel good?
Actually, not really.
It didn't make you feel good? You don't feel good about that?
Nah, I actually felt pretty shitty.
Okay.
Because there's a lot more fucking money than I thought. And they always acted like you could return your books and get money back. They always change the edition of the book. They never do your money.
Yeah. So not good vibes, huh?
Nah, kids do not stay in school.
Yeah, well, I would definitely encourage you to think a lot about it. How can you AI-proof your industry? Because apparently even in radio, they're replacing all of us with AI. Hopefully not this week, at least. All right, well, thanks for all the emails. Send them to us, mail at kvjshow.com. Y'all have a great day. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Goodbye.